network model called the TCP IP model. So the TCP IP model is named after its two main protocols: the transmission control protocol and the Internet protocol. The OSI model told us what each layer should do, but it did not define the protocols of how this should be done. So it was not implemented. It just said, this is what each layer should do, but it was never done. There was no definitions provided of how these things should be implemented and how they should work. On the other hand, the TCP/IP protocol, TCP/IP model, it defines the protocols that will be used to implement these layers and make them possible and make them work. So the TCP/IP model, the first physical layer is not defined or used in this model. So it starts with the layer 2 or the data link layer. Next, it has Internet layer, which corresponds to the network layer of the OSI model. The link layer corresponds to the data links. These are the same layers in terms of definition. For the Internet layer, it defines a protocol called IP, or Internet protocol, that makes the implementation of this network or Internet layer possible. And that's why it was named TCP/IP, because that's one of the main protocols that's actually used today for the Internet. The next layer is transport layer. And to implement that, it defines the transmission control protocol, which is also in use today. So both of these are very popular used for the Internet. The next two layers do not exist in this model. And finally, application layer. Now, the application layer is the same as in the OSI. However, in application layer, there are multiple protocols defined for each application. For example, for the web applications, for sending and receiving web pages, we define a protocol called Hypertext Transfer Protocol. For sending and receiving files, we have File Transfer Protocol. For sending and receiving emails, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, SMTP, and so on. We have other things here like the domain name system. So the main idea is that the TCP model defined the protocols, and the protocol, as we recall, is the way it defines a set of rules of how the communication should proceed. So for each of its layers, it defined how these things should work and how they should be implemented, and they are actually implemented, and that's what we're using today for the Internet. So, for example, in the link layer, when we're looking at local area network, we said either get the Ethernet, which is the wired network, and that is defined in this layer, how Ethernet should work. And then Wi-Fi for the wireless, that is the 802.11, that's for Wi-Fi. In the next layer, in the internet layer, we sadly define the internet protocol. That was the most important protocol that the model was named after. And it also has other protocols defined, such as the Internet Control Message Protocol. So this one is used for control information, as it says. For example, let's ping a machine and see if it's alive. The ping command is part of this protocol. And so, or trace the route, transmission control protocol, and user datagram protocol. So the transmission control protocol allows us to, let's say, establish connections between client and server. And then in the application layer, all of these protocols. Hypertext transfer protocol for web pages, simple mail transfer for emails, domain name system for mapping, domain name to IP addresses. For our purpose, for our study, we will look at a hybrid model that has 5 layers. First, it will have a physical layer, then data link, network, transport, and application. So this will be our model that we will be using for our study.